Hello everyone, it's me again, and I'm back with another topic. Today we're going to be diving into the Demon Slayer universe for once, and picking up some familiar face, Atomic Samurai. The Demon Slayer universe versus Atomic Samurai, and who'd come out on top. I thought it'd be interesting if I split this video into two. First would be Atomic Samurai versus the Hashira, and then the Upper Moons. I think the Upper Moons are distinguishable enough from the Hashira to be given their own video, although note that the results in this video should probably be similar to the other video, but besides the point. Atomic Samurai versus Demon Slayer, who wins? The Hashira, I'll include Yurichi as well if we get to there, but if I get any calculations incorrect or there's some feat that I've not mentioned due to the fact that I don't have the best knowledge on either of these characters, do let me know. But from what I can gather on basic verse battle wiki, story and all of that nonsense and fizzy bajig, I can come to a conclusion of who wins. I think it's easier to get out Demon Slayer out the way than Atomic Samurai due to the more abundant feats we can collect and digest. Even Demon Slayer low tiers. Also, just for preference, I will be doing attack potency and technique and speed, because I don't think any other category is probably necessary over those three. Even Demon Slayer low tiers, who aren't even Hashira level, can easily reach supersonic and about war level to small building level calculations. This is due to even someone like Tanjiro on his first missions able to fight the little swamp monster dude and having a plethora of small building level calculations, as well as having some plausible hypersonic level feats. But I know you're not here to listen to me ramble on about random shit, so I'll get to the meat and potatoes quite quickly. Even someone like Michiri can debatably dodge lightning. Whenever you don't want to believe it's lightning or not, it shouldn't take away from the main video itself, but just add consistency. This feat would get Michiri to around high hypersonic plus in around the Mach 300 range. This may also be consistent with effects. Even a loaded, Upper Moon, Daki, the weakest Upper Moon, who gets destroyed by literally every Hashira, can dodge explosions, which you can see the calculation on screen right now. There's also a plethora of other calculations that you can just kind of look at. They explain themselves. But the said Demon Slayer verse can get to a couple hundred times the Mach. Doesn't seem too unreliable. It does seem to be what the story is trying to drive. I mean, even Zetsu, his whole breathing style is related to lightning. Even though that's a stylistic choice that it's chosen, there's obviously a reason, and he does act like it, so I think the implication's there. None of them have any light speed scaling, unfortunately, but speed of lightnings is preferenced and mentioned quite a lot. So I think that's a good benchmark to call this verse at. Well, apart from Yurichi, who just vastly gaps anything we've seen so far, able to one-shot Muzan, who is basically the strongest demon. I think we can go into Yurichi's own scaling, but for now, that's where you should hit the Hashira for speed scaling. For attack potency, it's a bit weirder. The Hashira don't inherently scale to someone like Kokushiba and Domu, but from Domu's own calculations, his ice wall, Buddha, whatever you want to call it, can get to the city block, which is debatably of who you ask a multi-city block. This is when he's even weakened. So saying Demon Slayer gets to about city block to multi-city block, since I think all the Hashiras could also output this level of energy, not beat Dumo, but just recreate his feat, doesn't seem too far-fetched either. Now for technique, it will get a bit weirder. A lot of the Hashiras have a very varied technique style. Also for references, the 1v9 for Atomic Samurai, so good luck Atomic Samurai. But a lot of the Hashira have their own technique styles that vastly differentiate from one another, so it's quite hard to predict who's going to do who. Even someone like Gyome has his ball and chain, which will be something new to Atomic Samurai. Tengen has both his swords and explosions. I think that kind of draws it out for Demon Slayer scaling. Again, if I've got anything wrong, you can tell me. To address a couple of the anti-feats where I know what instantly popped on my screen, Muzan being caught by an explosion. This is a very special type of explosion that is specifically adapted to Muzan, and this is an omnidirectional explosion. I don't know what you expected Muzan to do here. Was he supposed to just, teleport away? I don't think it matters. I don't think the author knew the fucking explosion speed and was like, no, this is what I want to portray. No, clearly not the intent. But lightning as being fast is something that definitely popped to mind. Obviously, there's vastly gaps between the Hashiras. A lot of them are multiple times stronger than the others, such as Michu would easily dog Tengen and even Goku in a 2v1, but oh well. But, you know, here comes the Atomic Samurai scaling. Atomic Samurai is very first showing the symbiote to chop up the likes of Melzagod. Melzagod's one of the key antagonists within the Alien Invaders arc, and Melzagod's very first feat himself is able to one-shot the likes of the Sky King. Sky King's equal to the Deep Sea King. The Deep Sea King himself is a plethora of city-level scaling, but I'll go over why quickly. He's able to bust his way through missile-proof bunker to completely destroy 1 meter, not cubic, squared meter of this bunker. You need 10,000 tons of TNT, the equivalent of. He's also able to tangle the likes of Genos, who is able to obliterate the top of the House of Evolution, a large channel fee, and Deep Sea King himself is stated to have an unprecedented demon level threat, which would mean his feats are superior to the likes of Beefcakes, who again is city level, possibly island level, the artistic stylized version of the Sage Strength feat in the anime, but that's up to you to decide. So Atomic Samurai being city to possibly island level doesn't seem too far-fetched. It would also be because the stun effect, when he has the Sunblade, which is way later, he can tangle the likes of Golden Sperm, who should be one of the stronger cadres above the likes of Rover and Sage Centipede, who have their own, or Sage Elder Centipede, their own scaling chains of being like island to island and mountain level, country, yada yada. But I don't think I need to, you know, babble to you why Atomic Samurai is far above the likes of Multi-City Block, even Pro Prisoner, Gapstar, and Deep Sea King Gapstar version of Pro Prisoner, so I don't think it's necessary. For speed, Atomic Samurai again can completely chop up the likes of Melzagod, who probably is superior to Deep Sea King in speed. The Deep Sea King can freeze rain in perception, blitz, lightning max with lightning speed scaling just like Zenitsu, and is faster than likes of Mosquito Ghoul, who also has like hypersonic levels of scaling. So being like massively hypersonic, granted possibly slower than the likes of some like Michiru's scaling, but being very comparable to it, and these guys are just fodder who would get one shot by Atomic Samurai, who can one shot someone on a demon level threat basis, Rhino Wrestler. So yeah. He can also blitz the likes of Golden Sperm, who should be an unquantifiable proportion to Platinum Sperm, who is faster than light nearly 4 times, 4.35 times. He also can blitz the likes of Homeless Emperor's Orbs, and generally has massively hypersonic plus to lower and relativistic speed scaling. His technique or main hacks we can bring up with his swordsmanship is that he can cut down on the atomic level. This is stated, I believe, twice within the Hero Data Association book, which I personally own, as I've translated myself, and it would also be, you know, pretty obvious with his name, Atomic Samurai. He's also known for chopping his opponents up, so I'm guessing each time he chops his opponent up, he chops them on atomic level, so he'd have some form of durability negation, along with the fact that atomic potency can get to already those same levels we've already talked about. So now that we've gone over both character scaling, who would win, I think it's pretty obvious that Atomic Samurai definitely takes the speed and physicality advantage over the Hashira. But the technique aspect is a bit harder to go into. Atomic Samurai does have his durability negation as brought up, as he can slash you down on the atomic level, but the Hashira doesn't really have anything to negate this. But the only problem is that Atomic Samurai is known to blitz his opponent before they get time to react. This is kind of his whole point. This is what the data books imply. You will get a shot off before he lands 100 type stuff. So I think none of them are really getting past the speed blitz that he just inherently has above them due to the speed gap. So I really don't see any of them doing anything unless you want to just upgrade him to like massively amp Michiru to the same level as him. Iwa's stats is still interesting, I'd say, but I'd still give it to this guy. He's just mad. So in conclusion, Atomic Samurai would win with basically no to low difficulty. The only win condition that you could ever bring up for the likes of the Hashira is a better stamina. We all know what Atomic Samurai does with stamina. He's not the greatest. I do not see someone like Shinobu being able to create a plan for Atomic Samurai. He's just far too quick to either be captured or whatever. Nor would she have a prep time for this, which would be disadvantageous and unfair. So you really can't give her that either. None of them really have a suitable circumstantial advantage over Atomic Samurai either. So literally they just bottomed unless you want to grant them the most wank scaling imaginable. Atomic Samurai clears with basically no difficulty and moves on.